excited because today I am going to use my tomatoes that I grew out in my garden, and we're going to make some seasoned tomato sauce. Oh my goodness, it's my first time trying this recipe, but it has all the ingredients that I love, love, love. So welcome to the next episode of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. So buckle your seats, baby, because we're going to go on a bumpy ride of goodness and Flavor Town. So these are the things that you're going to need. You're going to need some lemon juice. You're going to need some black pepper. You're going to need some sugar. You're going to need some bay leaves. You're going to need some, I think because I like garlic, so I'm only going to use 6 cloves of garlic, and they have been minced. You're going to need some oregano, some crushed red pepper, and you're going to need some extra virgin olive oil, and you're going to need some onions, 3 cups of onions, because remember, these are the onions that I cut from my onion tops that I grew out in my garden. So I'm so excited because I'm using freshly grown onions and freshly grown tomatoes, and I have like 28 tomatoes that I have grown out in my garden. I'm not going to make a big batch because I want to see how this comes out, and then if I like it, then I'll make a bigger batch and I'll can it up, and I'll bring you along for that ride as well. So, because I want to make this spaghetti sauce today because I want to make some spaghetti with my own tomato sauce. So I'm so excited. So what I've already done is I have washed my tomatoes, and I need to, if they have any stems or anything on your tomatoes, take those off. So what I did is that they said you need to cut them in quarters and peel them. So I ain't doing that. I'm gonna score my tomatoes like this, put little slits in them, and then I'm gonna drop them in some hot boiling water for like 5 seconds or whatever until I start seeing this peeling start coming away from the tomatoes, and that makes it a whole lot easier to peel a tomato versus cutting it in quarters and then trying to peel it. We're gonna work smarter, not harder up in Renee's kitchen. We want to enjoy the experience of cooking in the kitchen, because if you don't enjoy cooking in the kitchen, you're not going to want to come back and do any more cooking, right? So let's have some fun and let's make some seasoned spaghetti sauce. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and score these. As you can see on my stove, I already have a pot that's already bubbling. So I'm going to go ahead and score all these tomatoes, and then I'll bring you over to the stove and we will drop these bad boys in that hot boiling water. Alright, here we go. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Let's get these homegrown tomatoes in the hot water. See how I scored it just a little bit, just so I can be able to peel off the skin. Alright, here we go. Hey guys, so my water is boiling, and so what, I got me a slotted spoon, and I'm just going to put these tomatoes in the water. And then we're going to wait until that skin starts looking like it's ready to peel off. And then I have me a bowl with some ice, and I'm going to put some water in it. So as soon as the tomatoes come out of the hot water, I'm putting them in the cold water so they can stop the cooking process, and it'll be a lot easier for me to handle these tomatoes and peel them. So I'm just going to put a few in at a time. And let them do what they do. And they shouldn't take that long. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go put some water in this bowl. And this only takes a little while because I starting to see how the tomatoes, I'll show you how the tomato is starting to pull away from the skin of the tomato. So let me show you what that process looks like. Are you ready to see that? All right, here we go. It only takes a few minutes. Let me show you. Because these tomatoes are kind of hot. So see? Let's see if I can make it not so. Whew. See how the skin is to where I can just take it and I can just pull it off of there? See? I can just pull it off. But I want to put it in the cold water. So to make it a lot easier for me to start taking that off. And as I'm waiting for the other tomatoes to start getting that look. But let me show you with this one. I'm going to take this tomato, move it around in the cold water, and then I'm just going to peel it off. See? Easy how the skin just comes off. So just pull that off. And then this whole tomato is already been peeled. Isn't that something? And I'm just going to stick it in a bowl. And another little thing so I can show you better. See how it looks? And then once I get all these done, then I'm going to cut them up. I'm going to take the core out and I'm going to slice them up. Alright, let's get the other ones out. I'll show you another one. Like I said, it don't take that long. But look at this one. See how this one is starting to peel off? So put that right in the water. Stop that cooking process. This one, same thing. Flip it over. See how that skin is coming off of there? Take that off. Whoop, put it in that water. Alright guys, I'm going to finish doing this and then I'll come back and we'll move on to the next step. Guys, so we have them all peeled. There's no skin on them, so now we have to cut them and take out the core. See how we have that top part? So I'm just going to cut it and I'm just going to take out that core part and slice them and put them in the bowl. Cut them in quarters. This is where you're going to get messy, but hey, that's what making tomato sauce is all about. And that water that I boiled my tomatoes in order to take the skin off, I am not going to throw that away. I am going to let it cool off, and then I will be putting it out and using that water to water my plants. So the main thing is we want to take out the hardness. Any part that's hard in this tomato, we want to take it out. Because we want our tomato sauce to be nice and smooth and juicy, baby. So it's got a hard stem. Take out the core, get rid of it, and we good to go. Kind of slippery after a while, so you just got to do your best to cut it out of there. This white part is the part we don't want. But we want all the tomatoes and stuff around it. See, this is the part we don't want. See that white core? We don't want that part. So we're going to put that back in our bowl. And we're going to continue on with the process. Alright guys, I'm going to finish cutting these up. And then I'll come back when we're all done. And then we will go on to the next step. My little wet, sticky hands. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. Guys, so the next step is that we're going to add a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil in a saucepan. I'm using a pot because when I put all my tomatoes and all the other ingredients, I don't want to have to keep switching from pans to pan. Less dishes for Miss Renee to have to be cleaning up. So we're going to put the half a cup of the extra virgin olive oil in there. And all of my onions that I grew. There's 3 cups of onions in here. I'm so excited about using things that I have grown in my garden. And these onions smell so pungent. Whew, the smell is just lighting up my kitchen. You hear that sizzle? So we gotta saute the onions and the garlic until they are translucent. Put the garlic in there. So we got 6 cloves of garlic minced. We're going to add those in there. You don't want to miss any of that. And this is also garlic that I grew in my garden. We're going to saute that so they get translucent, and then we're going to add the tomatoes that I quartered and took all the core and the hard parts out of the tomato, and this is what they look like. See, this is the tomatoes that I'm going to add in soon as I get these onions translucent and ready to go. And I've got my heat on medium high. It smells so good. So this is going to take a few minutes, and then when I get this nice and translucent, then I'll come back and we will add in all the other ingredients. Alright, you guys, so now my onions and garlic are translucent and looking good. So now we have to add in our tomatoes. Here we go. I'm going to add in that tomatoes. Let it go on my spoon so I don't have all that splashing and stuff going on. I'm going to add the tomatoes. All that goodness from grown tomatoes out of Miss Renee's garden. I'm so excited. And then we're going to add to our tomatoes, we're going to add 3 bay leaves. And then we're going to put some oregano. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of oregano. One, 2 tablespoons of oregano, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, because remember, this is a seasoned tomato sauce. We want the seasoning to come through. Okay. And then we're going to add some sugar, which we're going to put 1 1/2 tablespoon. So here's our sugar with 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar. And we're going to stir this all together. Look at that. Looks good. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait. This looks so good. Here, let me show you how it looks. This is what it's looking like. It looks so good. Now we have to add 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes right here. So we're going to add that in there. And then you can add salt. That's optional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of salt. Just a little, not a lot. Alright, And now we're going to stir that all up in there. Look at that. Doesn't that look good, you guys? Look. Looking good. See if I can scoop some up so you guys will be able to see exactly what I'm seeing. Hold on. Let me get a scoop of this. Look at that. Doesn't I'll put it to the side so you guys can see it. Doesn't it look beautiful? So now we just have to let this simmer for like 30 minutes so we can get all the flavors incorporated. And then we are going to take this off the stove and we're going to put it in the blender and we're going to puree it all up. And then we're going to bring it back to the stove. All right, I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the bay leaf from our spaghetti sauce. Remember, we had 3, so we got to take the bay leaves off. That's 1. Place it there. See where I found the other one. Here's the second one. Should have 1 more in here. There we go. Take that bay leaf off. And we're going to spoon some of this in this blender. I'm going to puree it up. And then I'm going to pour it in this bowl. And then we'll go to the next step. Alright, so I'm going to use this ladle here. And I'm going to get it as close as I can. They said you can have like an electric food mill, but I don't have one of those. But I have a puree feature on my blender, so we can use that. And we'll do a little bit at a time. Alright, so we put that in there. Blend this up. Gonna be a little noisy, but we're gonna get it done. Alright, because we're just trying to take some of the chunks out. I don't want all of my chunks out because I like a chunky tomato sauce. That looks good. So let me finish blending it up and then I'll come back and show you the end product. This is what it looks like when I pureed it. Look at that. That is some beautiful looking sauce. And I also wanted to keep some of the sauce chunky because I like a nice chunky spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to put these back into this pot. And then I'm going to let this simmer till it reduces by half. And then that's when I'm going to taste it. And then that is when I'm going to put my extra seasonings in there until I get it to the way I want it to taste. But it looks so good, you guys. Looks good. Let me show you. Well, you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's see if I bring it up. I can tilt it so you guys can see. See, look at that nice spaghetti sauce. That's going to be good when I make it the next day. I'm going to turn it into a beautiful dinner. I'm going to make me some spaghetti, and I'm going to make me some homemade bread in my bread machine to go with it. Alright guys, so let's get this spaghetti sauce on the stove. Let it simmer, let it reduce, and then I'm going to put my final seasonings in it to kick it up to the way I want it to taste. And then I'll come back and show you the final product. So let's get it back on the stove. The spaghetti sauce is done. Look at that. All that basil and all of that oregano in there, all that garlic, and I threw in some of my onion tops that I dehydrated. I made onion powder. I threw some of that in there and put a little bit more pepper in there, sprinkled a little bit more of those red pepper flakes, and it tastes phenomenal. So now it's time for the taste test, you guys. Are you ready? All right, let's do our taste test. So what I did is I put some of the spaghetti sauce in one of those ramekin dishes. Look at that. Give you an up close look at it. And we are going to try it with some cornbread. Are you guys ready? Because I've been waiting for this all day long. All right, here we go. Putting that cornbread, we're dipping it in there. Now let's coat that cornbread. Look at that. Here, you take the first bite. I'm not stingy. I'll share. So go ahead and take the first bite. What do you think? All right, it's my turn. Nothing like growing tomatoes in your garden and then turning it into a fantastic tomato sauce. It's so good. Let's dip it again, baby. Look at that. Looks good on that cornbread, huh? Look at that. Love it. What I tell you, when you get to dancing, you know, this food is touching every part of your being. Look at this. I'm trying to clean this ramekin out. This is finger licking good. Oh my goodness. The seasonings in here with my tomatoes. Now you know what I'm thinking, right? Them tomatoes out there better hurry up and grow so I can get some more, so I can make some more sauce, so I can it up. That's my next mission. I want at least 12 jars of tomato sauce. Even if I have to go to a flea market and buy some tomatoes, I have no problem with that, because I feel like I'm helping out a fellow gardener. Now them stores, they are too expensive, but a fellow gardener that is out there putting in the work like we are in our garden, and it'll benefit them and their family to be able to go out there and grow more vegetables and stuff. Hey, I'm down with that. So with that being said, there is no excuse. Get out there and grow something in your garden. I don't care if you have to put it in a pot. I don't care if you have to be on your deck or balcony. Grow, grow, grow. It's all about being self-sufficient and growing your own groceries for your family. Look what I did. I grew my tomatoes and I made me some tomato sauce. I'm so excited. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on how Miss Renee made her own spaghetti sauce from her tomatoes. And I hope you enjoyed another edition. Look at this. I can't even talk. Another edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee. Alright, you know I love you. I always enjoy spending time with you. Until I see you again, you know what I always say. Have a fantastic day and have a blessed day. And don't forget to share your girl out. Let everybody know what's happening over here in Renee's garden. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and put a comment down below. And let me know, have you made your own spaghetti sauce? And what kind of things did you put in your sauce? I'll be waiting. I can't wait to read the comments. Alright guys, love you all. And get out there and grow, grow, grow. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.